Alongside Chris Ferrendorf, I'm Alex Coyle. Welcome into the Alario Center here in New Orleans, Louisiana for the Allstate Sugar Bowl Classic. Should be a really good tournament overall. 3-game guarantee. If you make it to the championship, you get a fourth. It'll be Thursday through Saturday. Team flew in yesterday, got in a little bit late, but should be a good one against Country Day to start things off.
Yeah, for sure, Alex. Obviously we're extremely excited and happy to be here with the St. Mary's team in New Orleans, Louisiana, but starting off against a tough Country Day team. They were actually just in Phoenix, Arizona for a tournament of their own. They played Shadow Ridge, they played Buena, and they played Cactus. They beat Shadow Ridge and lost to the other two, Buena and Cactus, that is. So they're going to see how they match up with some of the premier talent in Arizona in the St. Mary's Knights, that is. We've got, a couple Division I standouts on the team, as all our supporters know, and this Country Day team, they're going to want to test themselves today.
Now, one of those big talents, you got to go really with Jeremiah Cherry. He's averaging 8 straight games, actually, I should say. Not just averaging, 8 straight games with a double-double, 21 and 11 over that stretch, 21 points, 11 rebounds averaging. He's been so big for this team of late.
Well, it's crazy because to see the jump from last year to this year even, obviously he was key in that state tournament team, but he's taken his rebounding to another level, his post offense as well, sealing the defender and going straight up, not bringing the ball down too much in these past 8 games. So he's been a difference maker on the St. Mary's Knights team, and they will look for him as well in today's action.
Now, he and Styles Phipps have been leading the way, but the key between win and loss has been the supporting cast. And really, it's tough to call Garrison Phelps part of the supporting cast because he's just that good. We saw a different version of him last time out. The 8 of the first 9 points were all dunks from him.
Yep. I like to refer to them as the big three, Garrison Phelps, Styles Phipps, and Jeremiah Cherry. And when all three of them are hitting, specifically on offense and getting out in fast break, that's when the Knights work at their best. So we'll see how it goes tonight.
We'll send it down for starting lineups right now and get this thing underway. Thanks for joining us.
Starting lineup for St. Mary's Catholic. Number 1, Styles Phipps. Number 2, Garrison Phelps. Number 5, Jacob Estrella. Number 11, Kenny White. And number 35, Jeremiah Cherry.
Sugar Bowl Classic here from New Orleans, Louisiana, just about to get underway. Jeremiah Cherry will be at center getting ready to tip this thing off. Again, alongside Chris Ferrendorf, I am Alex Coyle. One quick injury note, Seydou Tambora did not make the trip with the team. Still dealing with that knee injury he suffered just about a week ago. He should be back in a couple of weeks, but Styles Phipps gets things rolling right away. Ball screen from Cherry into the lane, and a very quick foul on Country Day. And St. Mary's starting really with their best, most consistent guys so far this season, Styles Phipps and Jeremiah Cherry on the ball screen already.
I know we say this a lot of games, Alex, but the height advantage of this St. Mary's Knights team is huge and is going to play a big difference in this action versus Country Day.
Styles Phipps into Cherry, slams it home, and there's the assist man, Styles Phipps, who had 12 assists his last time out. Jeremiah Cherry, again, averaging 21 and 11 in 8 straight games with a double-double. Gets things going. The Knights 2, Country Day nothing. Now Garrison Phelps to the lane and gets fouled.
Probably a wise foul call there from the guard. It's tough, Alex, at some of these out-of-state events. We don't have rosters printed out right now, so it's going to be tough if we miss any of the opposing team's players. Don't be too hard on us.
Garrison Phelps, the first free throw for him is good. The really key for him is how much is he going to attack? He's clearly probably the most athletic player on the floor. 99% of the time he plays in a game as he hits both free throws. Started off the season hot, but just maybe a little bit of a cold stretch, trying to get back into the thick of things in this new year.
And I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's the most athletic player on this court as well, Alex.
100% agree with that. Country Day gets it in, now back out. With the basketball is Connor Trahan. Now, I will say, Chris, depends on where you are and how you pronounce that last name. The Cincinnati Reds had a prospect from the New Orleans area, spelled Trahan, as that one's out of bounds, who will stay here. His name was Blake. First name was Blake. Last name Traha. You wouldn't pronounce the N. It was Traha. We'll go with Trahan right now. You never know. This team is from Louisiana, so
it's interesting.
Yes. A little bit of history, linguistics lesson there, Chris. Start things off. Backdoor cut. Kenny White getting a start for Seydou Tambora. Right, so far doing a good job of keeping things out of the lane. The basketball now is Jordan Trahan. He shoots a jumper from the elbow, gets fouled, and will head to the line. It's 4-2.
Even though they did a good job there, the Knights, that is, of keeping the Country Day Cajuns out of the lane. That was an extended possession, twice actually. 2 offensive rebounds, I believe, by number 15, Miles Lemler. He's going to be playing the center position for this Country Day team, and the Knights have to box out. We've gotten on them before for allowing teams to extend their offensive possessions.
And they do just that. Garrison Phelps getting the rebound. Another ball screen up top, pick and roll into the post. Pass too hot to handle, but out for Phelps for 3. A little too long. Goes out of bounds, and it will be Country Day basketball. But St. Mary's maybe just getting a little used to the backdrop here. Not a lot of time to warm up, I should say. Just about 10 minutes between games. In this national bracket of this tournament, the winner to play Newton, Georgia. We saw just before this game as that one's out of bounds will be St. Mary's basketball. Good defense from Styles Phipps there in the full court press.
Newton, Georgia, one of the top 3 teams, according to Coach Lopez, in this state. They had some athletes on their team. So if St. Mary's is able to handle this game, that'll be a big-time competition.
Wide open under the basket, slamming it home is Cherry. A good find once again from Kenny White, something he's done well all season off the bench, getting a start today, his second in a row, and it's 6-2 Knights. But you mentioned that Milton team. St. Mary's going to take a trip to Georgia here in a couple weeks. Long three-point attempt. That one's pure. Hitting that one to Evan Nunez, the senior. It's 6-5. Styles Phipps been the assist man so far today. Kenny White wide open in the corner. Shot fake, little floater, grabbed the rebound to Cherry, puts one dribble down and through, easy right through the defense of Miles Lemler, and it is 8-5.
Jeremiah Cherry really working inside, and the Knights are finding him wide open, which is something Country Day cannot let St. Mary's Knights team do if they want to stay in this one.
They get it across to Country Day, but immediately turned over. Picking the pocket is Kenny White. Layup for Phipps, his first 2 points, and the Knights in double digits. Knights go back to full court, a little bit of a different look, more of a zone press instead of the man-to-man. Slowly working it up the floor. They got to get it across. They do. Swatted away by Cherry. Brought back by Garrison Phelps. Gives it to Phipps. They bring it up the floor. Into Cherry again. Good help defense, that time by Maddox Moss, the 5'9 sophomore, but Kenny White gets involved in a jump ball, and that will go to Country Day.
And how about the hustle? Kenny White, we've talked about him numerous times. He really stepped up his defense and aggression in the California Torrey Pines tournament, but he is just always on the ball, on the ground for loose balls, and playing some tough defense.
Exactly one halfway into this first quarter. And St. Mary's yet to have any substitutes. Nunez trying to get it across half court, finds Trahan. Connor Trahan, that is. They swing it the other way. They find Jordan Trahan, who has the basketball. Works the screen, drives baseline on Cherry, and they're going to call a hand check on Jeremiah Cherry. Foul on him. It's his second foul, and keeping him out of foul trouble is another thing that St. Mary's really has had to key in on. There are a couple of games in that Torrey Pines tournament where he got in some foul trouble, had to spend some time on the bench, and the depth was shown to be an issue. Rebound by Estrella, and he throws a pass that immediately gets intercepted by Trahan. And that rebound by Kenny White. Brought back up the floor. Styles Phipps, three. Rebound by Cherry. Goes through contact, off the glass and in. St. Mary's by 7.
There's just no one on this Country Day team who can match Jeremiah's height plus his size. It's going to be tough on both sides of the ball for this Country Day team.
Nunez having trouble. Finally gets across with Trahan. That's Jordan. He's a point guard and a shooting guard. Does not have a year listed next to his name. They have Connor, who's 6'3", 165 pounds, working at the point. Step back, trying for a three. That one had no chance, and a rebound goes to Styles Phipps. In and out dribble, into the lane, little floater. Just trying to throw it up, couldn't find an angle. Country Day brings it back the other way. It's a 7-point game. Into the corner, open look for three. Andrew Nelson, a little short. Long scrum for the rebound, just tossed out of bounds. Trying to save it is Jake Ibieta.
A nice closeout there as well from Jacob Estrella to limit number 11, Jake Ibieta, from saving that ball to one of his teammates. It's the little plays.
St. Mary's yet to have anybody come in off the bench. Only 9 players, make that 10 players active for this trip. AJ Mondumba, who didn't make the trip to San Diego with the team here, and that's just big boy basketball there, but he can't finish. Rebound going to Country Day. Jeremiah Cherry had a good look at the basket. First time he's really come up struggling on that end. Back playing defense, Sibieta, the shooting guard, guarded by Cherry. Cycle it back up top, minute 45, and it looks like Fournier Decoure getting ready to check in for the first time on the tournament for St. Mary's. Trahan working on Estrella. Rebound Cherry, they push the other way. Up the floor, Garrison Phelps, baseline jumper. Good rebound by Styles. Phipps goes up off the glass. Good follow by Garrison. Showing some of that athleticism. Just hung up there and tapped it in off the rim.
A nice display of athleticism from Garrison Phelps. We saw plenty of that, or at least I did, at that last Post-on Butte game at Boole Gymnasium.
Corner three, another open look, and that one off the mark this time as well from Nelson. St. Mary's pushes with a minute left. Styles Phipps, Estrella eyeballs a three, just a little off. Can't rim in, and now Nunez will bring it up the floor and slow it back down with 50 to go in the first quarter. Knights by 9.
How about the St. Mary's Knights defense so far, though, in this one, Alex? Full court press has been working, and they're just forcing this Country Day team to shoot too many threes.
It's been their only looks. Garrison Phelps up and under, wanted a foul call. Cherry called for an over the back. That'll be his third foul of the first quarter, right as Fournier Decoure was getting ready to check in. So Cherry has 3.
And with 27 seconds left, Alex, this happened once, like you mentioned, in the California Torrey Pines tournament, where he picked up his third foul with just under 30 seconds left before the first half. This being the first quarter, though.
They get it in finally across with Trahan. That one's deflected. Kenny White, guess who, getting involved, causes another tie-up. St. Mary's ball. Can't say enough about that kid's heart, that's for sure. He's just a sophomore. Just supplying something to the team no matter what. Getting a chance to start. Now also A.J. Mondumba in the game. Come in for Estrella and Jeremiah Cherry. Styles Phipps into the lane. Finds an open look for three for Phelps, I should say. And he can't hit. That ends the corner. Pretty good stretch defensively for the Knights. Maybe want some more offensively, but they lead by 9 after 1.
Well, in verse post on Butte, it took until the second half for this St. Mary's Knights team to fully put away that team. And it's similar today versus Country Day. The St. Mary's Knights team is obviously better athletically. They're obviously gifted at the game of basketball. Not saying that Country Day isn't, but this St. Mary's Knights team, just allowing 5 first quarter points, they have to put up more offensively and get out to a lead as to where Country Day is not able to build their way back into it like Post on Butte was just on Tuesday night, I believe.
And it's really been the length that's been the most apparent thing, even though St. Mary's dealing with a couple depth issues with injuries at their big spots, but the length, especially on that press, slowing the advance of the basketball so far for Country Day. Fresh 8 minutes go on the clock here, ready for quarter number 2. Neither team took a timeout in that first quarter, each team with 5 remaining. Then it's the Allstate Sugar Bowl Classic, the National Prep Bracket. Winner of this game will take on Newton, Georgia. And again, mentioned earlier, but St. Mary's, you touched on how Newton is one of the best teams in Georgia. St. Mary's, in a couple weeks, going to take another trip out to Atlanta for a single game against another one of those tough tasks. One of the best teams in Georgia, Milton, Georgia. Or Milton High School, I should say, in Atlanta. Country Day trailing by 9, wearing those blue jerseys. Nearby here in Louisiana, Metairie Park Country Day in Metairie, Louisiana. Little floater in the lane. Good defense from Mondumba. Good rebound for Garrison Phelps to stay with it. Brings it up to Styles Phipps. One dribble pull up after the behind the back. DeCourre swats it all the way back. That'll be a backcourt violation. Nope, they say it's tipped. And St. Mary's keeps the basketball. Looks like a 3-2 zone. Gone to by Country Day. There's a lob. Garrison Phelps from Styles Phipps.
Out of nowhere. Usually they set that back play lob up, but I really did not see that one coming from Garrison Phelps.
And that's the danger of going to that kind of zone. You don't know what's behind you if you're looking at the basketball on the other side of the floor. Garrison Phelps, he can fly with anybody. And they're going to call a foul, I believe, on the body. As they are going to get A.J. Mondumba. That's his first foul.
On this 2-3 zone, Alex, that Country Day, the Cajuns have debuted in this second quarter. It's really going to force this St. Mary's Knights team to possibly shoot their way out of it, which has not been one of their strong suits so far this season. At times, we've seen Garrison Phelps, Styles Phipps, and Jacob Estrella get hot from 3, but not all at once.
Trahan at the free throw line. He makes the first, misses the second. Styles Phipps gets the rebound. Styles only scored 1 bucket so far today, but doing some phenomenal distributing. Kenny White for 3. That can't rattle home. Fight for the rebound goes Trahan's way. But Styles Phipps had a triple-double his last time out. High 20s in points, 12 assists and 12 steals. Just a little out of control was Garrison Phelps. He gets the return pass deflected out of bounds from Kenny White, and in comes P.J. Lewis for Kenny White.
Maybe with this 2-3 zone the Cajuns are bringing out, Coach Damon Lopez might look for P.J. Lewis to be able to knock down a corner 3 or 2.
Garrison Phelps surveys, picks up his dribble into the corner of Mondumba, right back out to Lewis. Trying to get it into Dekure. Turns and faces the basket, back out. No shot clock here on this tournament, so St. Mary's can hold all as long as they want. Good finish. Just knifes through that lane. Styles Phipps for two. Little Euro step, scoop layup. Back to the full court pressure. Styles picks up Trahan. Jordan Trahan into the lane on Dekure, and I think they're going to call a foul on the ground on Fune, and they do.
Number 33, Jordan Trahan, that is. He has really done a great job of getting the St. Mary's Knights team to pick up some fouls, as we're going to see Aaron Estrada, the sophomore, check in for the St. Mary's Knights team early in today's game.
Good to see him get some action. Going to use a lot of this depth, especially with potentially 4 games in 3 days. That one intercepted by Styles Phipps. He goes the other way behind the back. Can't finish, and it was touched by Garrison Phelps. An offensive goaltending. That would have fallen down, I think, eventually, but still showing the athleticism and the tricks from Styles Phipps.
You don't usually see that type of play ran too often. A behind the back to yourself, Alex, mid-Euro step. That's tough to do.
Just a tremendous ball handler. Now playing defense on Connor Trahan up top. He's been the steals king. He's been averaging right around 20 points, 8 assists, and 4 rebounds of late. On Dumba, a late foul call, but he got plenty of contact, and I think we're going to get 2 free throws. Is Jordan Trahan going to head back to the line?
I don't want to sound like a broken record here, but Jordan Trahan, once again, when he gets into the lane, he does a tremendous job of drawing some contact with his body. Now, he hasn't gotten any and ones to fall so far, but he's drawn the fouls, and Jeremiah Cherry, he's going to have to sit on the bench for probably a little bit longer into the second quarter, as he picked up 3 first quarter fouls.
Well, Trahan, he's been to the line. This will be his 3rd trip, and he's missed at least 1 each time. Now it's 3 of 6 from the free throw line and has those points to add it to 7. It's 18-7. Knights by 9. Corner 3. Little flat. Rebound to Lewis. Back out. Styles Phipps for 3 straight away. Little long. Garrison Phelps just flying through the lane, brings it back and puts it up. Knights to 20.
Even though Garrison Phelps has not been able to convert a 3-point shot, it's still key for him to be taking them for the St. Mary's Knights team.
Nunez, baseline jumper is good. 11-point lead. Styles Phipps gets the screen from Garrison behind the back pass. Thought about a 3, now takes a couple of dribbles. A dribble handoff. Mondumba wide open baseline run, but can't get it to fall. Just a little out of control going up. Maybe had too much space, and Nunez gets pushed over by P.J. Lewis, and Lewis helps him up. Another foul on St. Mary's. Jacob Estrella comes back in. I believe he's going to grab A.J., and he does.
The Knights might be dangerously close to the bonus, and here it is, the first 1-and-1 of the game, coming with 4 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first half. This Knights team just has not been able to take a lead and then drive it home. It's happened a couple times in California, and even in the first half versus Posto and Butte on Tuesday.
We've had looks at free throws. Just 3 of 7 is Country Day, and Estrada gets his shot blocked. Back out to Styles Phipps, working on the right side. Trying to work against that zone still is St. Mary's. Estrella, good ball movement. Lewis, corner 3, short. Rebound, Styles Phipps goes up. Through contact and the foul. The sophomore to the line for an old-fashioned 3-point play.
And with such a small lineup in for the Knights, Aaron Estrada, the biggest player on the court right now for this St. Mary's team, it's really been Styles Phipps and Garrison Phelps extending plays with their offensive rebounds.
Styles hits the first free throw, or hits the only free throw to convert the 1-and-1. St. Mary's now up by 14. With about 3 minutes left in this, I should say 3.5 minutes left in this first half. The game, first round of the Allstate Sugar Bowl Classic. Foul on the drive. That's going to go against Styles Phipps. The other Trahan going to head to the line. Connor Trahan go to the free throw line. The two brothers been the most consistent ball handlers so far for Country Day.
They've really been the only ones who have been looking for attack, or who have been looking to attack, for this Cajuns team. They've attacked and drawn fouls and kicked it out as well for some corner three looks that just have not fallen for this Country Day team.
And the free throws have been pretty bad as well.
Yep.
Lots of room left. Step back. Ooh. Made his man fall pure on the three. Styles Phipps, 26-9.
Got to be light on your toes when you're guarding Styles Phipps, that's for sure.
And an offensive foul, legal screen. That's going to go against Miles Lemler, the senior, 6'1", 250 pounds. Sure, he's a pretty good offensive lineman in the high school football days. St. Mary's takes over, and it's been Styles Phipps in this second quarter, taking over with Jeremiah Cherry on the bench. Lewis back up top for Estrella. Elbow pull-up jumper, little long, had that thing maybe deflected at the end. Nunez brings it across. Picked up by Estrada and kicks the ball on the entry pass. Great inbounds play, good pass, easy layup. It's an interestingly quiet gym here, Chris. Very nice setup. Floater from the baseline from Estrada goes.
Well, especially being that this Country Day team is playing in their home state here, you'd think maybe they might travel a little bit better like some of the California teams did in the Torrey Pines tournament.
Especially looking at the way the two teams before us, especially the team from Georgia, as they call a double dribble. They had quite a few, and they were making a lot of noise. Should be a really fun game, if St. Mary's can go on to win this game and play them tomorrow. This looks like Fune Decore getting ready to check back in after the basketball is inbounded. The Knights with a commanding 17-point lead here in this second quarter. Into Estrada, but just pushed off his line by Lemler. Country Day heads the other way. That's Kenny White that gets the steal, bumped on the way up, and he'll head to the free throw line for two free throws, a chance to get him on the score sheet. And get to 30 points for the Knights.
We cannot say enough good things about Kenny White. I know we've talked about his defense multiple times throughout this broadcast already, but he just does a tremendous job of playing that aggressive style that Styles Phipps has really implemented into the St. Mary's backcourt.
Kenny makes the first free throw, and in comes Fune Decore for Aaron Estrada. Haven't seen Jeremiah Cherry since he picked up his third. White from the line. No good. Rebound by Trahan. Easy layup for Connor Trahan that time. But finishes with the left hand on the right side. Defense that only gave up 5 points in the second quarter, giving up 8 so far. And there's Decore, almost gets tied up with Lemler. Country Day heads the other way, trying to make a little bit of a push here to end the half. Pair of St. Stay here. Minute 12 to go in the half.
And Fune Decore, I know he's still been trying to work back into it, but he's got 5 to 6 games under his belt now. He's got to be stronger with the ball there on the inbounds pass from Styles Phipps.
The inbound. Estrada goes up, high points the basketball, but can't corral it. It's chaotic defense causing some frantic offense from Country Day, especially on inbounds and full court pressures. Nunez can't catch the basketball, goes between his legs and out of bounds. 55 to go.
St. Mary's Knights team, you've got to finish strong throughout this second quarter. I know they're not playing their best lineup here. They've still got some bench players in Fune Decore and PJ Lewis, but you want to make sure you finish strong.
Neither team has called a timeout in this half either. All basketball. St. Mary's a couple guys in foul trouble. Styles Phipps, free throw line jumper after dribbling through traffic. 31-13, I should say. Styles have a second quarter. He's in double figures. Nunez into the corner. He finds Maddox Moss. Gets double teamed. Picked up his dribble. Looking for an outlet. Finds one of the Trahans. 10 seconds to go in the half. Jordan Trahan working on Decoure. Into the lane. Finds a pass to Lemler. Knocked out of bounds. We'll stay here with 2 seconds left on the clock. 2.3 to be exact.
And that was Kenny White with the help side defense there into the paint on the big man, Miles Lemler.
Inbounds pass. Easy lob. St. Mary's just not paying attention as that ball was inbounded right to Trahan. He puts it in, and after just giving up 5 points in the first quarter, St. Mary's gives up 10 in quarter two, but head to the locker room more than doubling Country Day.
Up 16 points, the St. Mary's Knights team, but I would still argue still not playing up to their full potential here, and definitely not the way you'd like to end the half there, as Jacob Estrella just kind of fell asleep on defense back there with 2-point-something seconds left. Country Day able to get the lob up to Jordan Trahan, and he and his brother have really been the only two guys for this Country Day team. Offensively, they've handled the rock and dished it. They've gotten the St. Mary's Knights players to pick up some fouls. Now, they have not converted very well from the free throw line, and that's been the main thing. As for St. Mary's to have this 16-point lead, yes, they've gone up, but it also helps that Country Day has missed so many free throws.
We'll take a break, be back in 9 minutes. For the second half, Knights 31, Country Day 15. Round one of the Allstate Sugar Bowl Classic, the National Prep Tournament here in New Orleans at the Alario Center. St. Mary's out of the halftime locker room so far with a 16-point lead, led by most of the way for Styles Phipps, especially in that second quarter. Jeremiah Cherry has 3 fouls. Good to see him back on the floor after missing most of that quarter. But Styles Phipps, again, that's his move off the glass, a little mid-range jumper for 2. 2 more for him. Knights lead by 18.
And he really has one of the softest touches that I've ever seen from a high school player, and that's what makes his game so effective. He doesn't have to go to a floater. He can just hit it off the glass on a nice little jump shot.
I think, the biggest thing to remember about him, he's still just a sophomore. He'll get taller, stronger, and more confident as his high school career goes on. As Kenny White getting posted up. Good help from Cherry, gets a block, and now Cherry going to run the floor. Styles, good pass to Estrella, just can't handle it, and it goes straight out of bounds. It's a perfect pass, knifed through and threaded the needle. Just couldn't be caught by Estrella. Country Day working against that full court press, passing the ball backwards. Still yet to get it across. Almost a 10-second violation. I don't know how it hasn't been called. They inbounded the basketball with 7:03 on the clock and got it across with 6:44. There's a 3, and that one way off, no chance. Harrison Phelps, good pass to Cherry, runs the floor, lays it with the left and misses. Maybe just a little too much head of steam there. And now they're going to try to cherry pick the other way, and a good finish that time by Lemler. It's 33-17. Styles Phipps backing down Trahan. Turnaround jumper. It's good.
This St. Mary's Knights team, the full court press has really worked versus the Country Day Cajuns. They've, like you mentioned, passed the ball backwards, taken their time multiple times to get it across half court. That's going to force a turnover right there, as Kenny White's going to come up with it as well.
And he'll bring it up the floor. Thought about a 3. Good pass into Cherry, out of position, but draws the foul. He had good positioning on him. The pass draws some momentum towards the baseline, but as he was collecting himself and going up, he ran into Lemler for the foul. And they're going to call that on the floor. I don't know about that one, Chris, but back into Jeremiah. Brings the basketball down, and it's stolen by a guard. Grabbing it is Maddox Moss.
In our pregame show, we mentioned how much better Jeremiah Cherry has been at not taking the ball down. That seemed like, that was some great defense there from Kenny White, but some real aggression from number 33 there.
That is James Trahan. He's going to head to the line. He's been one of those Country Day players that has struggled from the free throw line. Just 3 of 7 from the line for him. They're 4 of 10 as a team.
But to finish, when Bear Cherry keeps the ball up high and makes a decision right when he catches it, that's usually good for the Knights. When he brings it down low, tries to dribble it a couple times, that's when he allows smaller guards to come in and poke the ball away.
Second free throw coming. That one's good. It's 35-19. Styles Phipps goes straight through the contact. No call either way. Kenny White, open layup, little floater, wraps around and falls down. Kenny White now has 3. And the Knights now the lead back to 18. Trying to get to that 20-point mark is St. Mary's with their lead. Seen every player except for Izzy Gutierrez check in so far today. So there's a layup from Trahan once again. And now we're going to get a delay of game warning, I believe, against Jeremiah Cherry. As checking into the game for Country Day will be Jake Chiabetta. Well, Chris, are they going to give him a technical foul, actually, is what they're discussing. The officials are going to the scorer's table. I think they're going to call a delay of game warning on him. But let's talk about who's involved in this tournament. Of course, St. Mary is in the national bracket of this Allstate Sugar Bowl Classic. And looking at the history during halftime, I went into the common area here and look at some of the teams that have won this tournament going back a couple of years. Montverde Academy from Florida won this thing back in 2017. Styles Phipps does some work once again. Look at some of the teams in the tournament. Mentioned Newton, Georgia won their game earlier today. Winner of this between St. Mary's and Country Day will play Newton, Georgia. That'll be at 4 o'clock tomorrow, and we'll have that on We Are SM Hoops YouTube Live if it is the Knights, as Phipps gets another steal, easy layup. But looking at some of these other teams, you got Newton, Georgia, as we mentioned. Good time to talk about this. Is Country Day going to use the timeout for the first time today? With 4 minutes and 33 seconds left in this third quarter. Beaumont United from Texas, Archbishop Hanan, Archbishop Shaw, Edna Carr. FSU from Florida, I'm assuming, again, it's just listed as FSU. I believe that would be Florida State Prep. They are the Florida High Seminoles. So some, I'm sure, affiliation with Florida State down there in Tallahassee. Lee, Alabama, Math, Civics, and Sciences High School in Pennsylvania. I'm sure both of us would fail out of that pretty easily.
I'm not going there.
Ridgeview, South Carolina, Sophie B. Wright, St. Augustine, Westminster from Florida, and then John Curtis, who fell to Newton, Georgia, 77-53, I should say, just before this game tipped off.
And so, Alex, I'm not sure if you were aware of this, but I believe this tournament sets up previous out-of-state champions, out of the state of Louisiana, that is, against some of the best teams of Louisiana. So St. Mary's winning the last 4A state championship. They are here taking on Country Day. Newton, Georgia, winning a state championship. They are here as well. So that's the challenge in the first round. If you're a prior state champion, is getting the win versus a tough Louisiana team.
Out of the timeout, Country Day working for a three. That one from Nunez can't fall. But yeah, that's exactly right. Each first-round matchup is a team from out of state against a team from the state of Louisiana. And most of them right around here in New Orleans, including this Country Day squad. Jeremiah Cherry, a big post up, but draws a foul on the floor. They're going to get Jake Yabetta for the foul. Junior. He's listed on the Max Press site, Chris, as 8 feet tall.
Wow. He does not look it.
Maybe the math sciences and what was the other one? Chemistry? High school can fix that one up, do some measurements or something. Math, civics, and sciences, I should say. Easy slam. Some acceleration from Cherry. Trying to use science words, and I couldn't think of anything other than acceleration there from Cherry. Liftoff. That's not science either, but he slams it home either way. Reverse layup, easy one from Trahan. Now the offense from Country Day starting to pick up a little bit. Knights have extended to a 20-point lead, though. Styles Phipps, wide open three from Phelps in the corner, long. The shooting in this game for both teams, it's been tough so far. Really starting to get used to this backdrop. It's really interesting. The colors are very faded, lots of whites, a faded gray in the seats.
It's kind of an ugly gym, Alex, if I'm going to be honest. It seems like there has not been a renovation anytime soon here.
Very nice setup for us, though, that's for sure.
Oh,
best seat in the house. Coach Lopez was very jealous of the setup we have up here. As there's going to be a foul on the other end. St. Mary's again leads by 20 in this one. At the Alario Center.
The New Orleans Hornets used to use this gym as a practice facility as well.
There are more than one court here because there's multiple tournaments going on. Mm-hmm. You have the national bracket and the state bracket of the boys tournament and the national and state brackets of the girls tournament. I believe there are 3 courts going on at the same time, this being the main floor. The boys national bracket will be using almost exclusively. There's a 3 from Trahan, and both teams again continue to struggle from 3. Rebound by Kenny White. He'll bring it up the floor. Finds Garrison Phelps. Big post up from Cherry. He's fighting down there with Yabetta with position. Yabetta did a nice job to use some of that 8-foot strength back at him. Corner 3 from Kenny White. Pure. Kenny, he's got 6. 46-23.
If he can add that 3-point arsenal, even if it's just from the corner, to his shot selection, if he's able to get that going, he could be a huge addition for this St. Mary's Knights offense, opening up the floor. His passing has obviously been tremendous into Jeremiah Cherry, but imagine if he can stretch that out.
Also, especially the stuff he can get into defensively. Maybe some of that on-ball defense might need to improve, but off the ball, coming in and swiping it away from a big, trying to post up down low, getting loose balls. Just a good supplemental player so far as a sophomore that'll be getting bigger and bigger roles as he gets older and gets more basketball under his belt. Into Cherry, a little too hot to handle for him. And another turnover for St. Mary's. Players collide, and they're going to call a foul, and that's going to go against Kenny White on the drive. Trahan gets the contact, and we'll head back to the line. He's been there quite a bit today.
And with Fune Decore entering the game once again for the first time in this second half, you'd really like to see him get involved in some type of way on offense, whether it's a direct post-up or whether it's just an offensive rebound putback. That was pretty much what he did best last season, specifically in the playoffs, grabbing those offensive rebounds and going back up strong. And we just have not seen the player that he was last year so far in this 2021-2022 season.
Trahan's struggles continue, but again, going further down into the bracket of this tournament as Trahan hits the second free throw, 46-24. But, St. Mary's, if they hang on to win this one, they'll take on Newton, Georgia, 4 o'clock tomorrow. That'll be the first game of the day from this national bracket. Into the lane for Country Day. And how about the finish there? A little
double clutch.
Circus double clutch lays it in for Lemler. Now Country Day going to go to a full court press. Behind the back, good dish to Cherry, slams it down. Phipps says, put the cherry on top, and he does. Into the lane, and that one's immediately out of bounds. Minute and 25 seconds left in this quarter. But St. Mary's going to have a tough battle tomorrow against Newton, again, if they can hang on to this 22-point lead.
You're going to want to tune in, obviously.
That'll be a really good game.
Yep.
What'd you see from them, the little bit, the quarter and a half that we saw, especially their size?
Well, number one, I just got to mention, Fune Decore getting on the scoreboard, a nice feed from Styles Phipps. You're going to want to look for that throughout the second half here. The end of the third quarter and the fourth is trying to get him on the board, but Newton, Georgia, Alex, they have athletes. They have guys. They've got guys with weight on them.
Thickness, yes.
Yep. And Coach Lopez mentioned to us that this East Coast type of basketball is kind of represented as in toughness and in kind of like a street ball-esque type of way. And St. Mary's,
lots of football guys playing basketball.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And St. Mary's, they definitely play more of a West Coast style basketball, running up and down the court, fast break. So it's going to be two differing, contrasting styles that you're going to have to watch for.
They're going to call a travel on the Euro step from Styles Phipps. They say he dragged the pivot foot. Knights lead by 24. It's 50-26. But, they have height, they have size, and it's not bad size either.
They've got size from their guards, too.
It's strength, really, is the look from it that it gives off. And length for St. Mary's, showing it there, Decore. But they're going to have to get some big minutes, as we saw today, from some of those bench guys to keep some of their guys fresh. Cherry's definitely going to have to stay out of foul trouble.
Yep. If Cherry gets in foul trouble early, or even just any of the big three of St. Mary's, that's going to be tough, because this Newton team, they have depth as well.
Styles Phipps slowing things down with 13 seconds. Apologize for the score bug being a little bit off, but 10 to shoot now as Styles Phipps drives to the baseline. Bounce pass for three in the corner. No good from Garrison Phelps. Gets his own miss. Through contact, puts it through, and that's how the quarter is going to come to an end. St. Mary's doubling up Country Day. It's 52-26. But St. Mary's, you see some smiles down there. Coach Lopez It looks like he's happy with the play of Funedakure so far. Length defensively and got on the score sheet. Good to see him starting to get back into things.
The third quarter specifically, the St. Mary's Knights full court defense was able to speed up this Country Day team, force them into making bad decisions, turnovers. Obviously, we saw some kick balls, force the Country Day team to regroup on offense a couple of times. But this St. Mary's Knights team, they've done a tremendous job defensively so far in this second half.
And again, St. Mary's, they can hang on to this 26-point lead tomorrow at 4 o'clock. That'll be 3 o'clock Arizona time. So good work. If you don't want to finish out the last bit of work you have to finish out the work week tomorrow, you can just flip on YouTube, watch We Are SM Hoops, and end your day right before 5 o'clock. And that'll be a tremendous game, really. First game of the day here at the venue, and winner to go to the semifinal. And really a chance to really make some noise in the tournament and go win the thing.
Well, that would be huge, especially because of St. Mary's. They played tough and they played a couple close games, but they were able to go just 1-3 in the Torrey Pines tournament. As there's, number 33, Jordan Trahan. He's just so good at drawing fouls on this Knights team, but if the Knights are able to go 2-0, get to the semifinals, that'll really instill some real confidence in this group. And Seydou Tambora not being here, Funedakure working his way back as well, that would be huge going down the stretch and back into Arizona play.
And St. Mary's has been guilty of getting some fouls, but Country Day has not converted at the line. Another one missed by Trahan there as he gets his second. And that's the first time that he's missed both of them, but he's missed one almost every trip. But the offensive rebound goes to Country Day. Squirts out. Trahan going to drive to the baseline once again. Gets that one tipped away from Dakure. Fournier trying to run the floor. Styles Phipps brings the charge. Into Cherry. Loses the ball. And they call the charger out of bounds. They're going to call a charge on Jeremiah Cherry. That is his fourth foul today.
The ref furthest away from the action, Alex. That's something
Gives the
we
call,
don't like to see. And one directly underneath the basket, not calling anything, but sometimes that's just how it goes. You don't want to put the officials in a position to be able to call that foul in general.
Now they have the basketball into the corner. Does Country Day. Back out top is Garrison Phelps guards Trahan. Nelson stolen away from Cherry. Can he go coast to coast? Going all the way, and he gets fouled before he can get there. Showing some ball handling ability is Jeremiah.
Yeah, we don't usually see the big man out in the open court, that's for sure, but he actually did a pretty good job there, pushing the ball in transition and picking up the foul call.
Styles Phipps will inbound. Finds Jeremiah Cherry. Neither team has scored so far, about a minute into this fourth quarter. Jacob Estrella, good baseline cut from Styles, gets tripped up, but no call. Andrew Nelson was on the floor. Styles tripped over him. Maybe he was going to go up there and try to dunk. We know he can. You have to do it in a game so far. But it stays at 52-26. Styles gets another steal. Wide open lane if he can get there. Goes up, misses the layup. Good follow by Garrison Phelps. Styles Phipps had to adjust at the last second. It was a good hustle from Moss. But Garrison there to clean everything up. And it's a rebound to his total and points.
That's why you continue to hustle and not give up on plays. We've talked about both Garrison Phelps and Jeremiah Cherry doing that throughout this season. Jeremiah Cherry used to have a couple post-ups where if it didn't go his way, he might kind of give up on the next couple of possessions, but not this season. He's a completely different player, and if a call goes against him, like in today's game, he's got 4 fouls, like you mentioned, he's still going to play tough. He's still going to play strong and hard.
Again, 8 straight double-doubles for Jeremiah. Contests the 3 there, and Aaron Estrada gets a rebound. He came in for Funedakure. Fune still trying to get his game legs under him. Into Cherry. Big dribble through 3 defenders and finishes. Chris, that's big boy basketball.
Yes, sir, Alex. We saw a lot of that at the Suns Arena versus the Peoria Panthers, that's for sure.
A little too much for some of the Peoria faithful to enjoy, that's for sure. There's a foul on Estrada with 5:45 to go.
13-point win over Peoria, and they're a dangerous team in 4A.
They are.
It's definitely possible that they could make a late season run in the playoffs.
And that was a really close game with about 3 minutes left. St. Mary's was leading by 3. And then there was a stretch of a Jeremiah Cherry big dunk. He slammed the basketball with a block off the backboard and then ran the floor and dunked it back down. Helped St. Mary's balloon that lead all the way to 13 and get the win. Gets a rebound there to help his stats and trying to get back to his double-double. And no live stats. We don't know exactly where he's at, but averaging 21 and 11. And a big-time slam staring at him. Why not do some talking to Yabetta, who's been doing a pretty good job of trying to battle with Jeremiah Cherry. But the highlight there, maybe a poster to come soon.
That's the thing. You definitely don't want to jump with any of these guys.
I mean, if Jeremiah becomes a big thing down the road, he can hang it up in his room.
Muscle him up a little bit, but especially if you're a big man, you kind of have to do that to Jeremiah Cherry, is play physically, but I don't know about jumping.
The only starter that remains on the floor is Kenny White, so the second unit on for St. Mary's, including Izzy Gutierrez, is Mondamba. Good ball movement, corner 3, P.J. Lewis. That one's short. Rebound, Kenny White trying to fight for it. But it goes to Country Day. They head the other way.
That possession looked nice for St. Mary's. A couple ball swings and...
Ooh, how about the block from Mondamba? They're going to call a foul. I believe that's going to be on P.J. Lewis. It will. But Mondamba getting up there. He's very athletic, sneaky guy. I haven't seen a lot of him. Missed the Torrey Pines tournament, still trying to get back into things. Really, St. Mary's hasn't been fully healthy and had their entire unit of 12 guys active at the same time really all season.
Yeah, probably not once this year. Mondamba, he's just a freshman, Alex, so the more games he gets under his belt, the better he will get playing up to this national competition as well.
Kenny White drives baseline, passes it, and Gutierrez and Mondamba look at each other and say, you had it, I don't, and it goes out of bounds. As the whistle blows here, stoppage in play. I don't think either official is ready for the inbound. Any of these 3 refs have done a pretty decent job. Haven't had too many things to say about them at the Allstate Sugar Bowl Classic. Of course, one of the big advertisements is the season opener between LSU and somebody. I can't remember who exactly it is, but college basketball just
Florida State.
Florida State and LSU, they're already promoting for next college football season. That's the main thing here in the SEC country.
How about who ASU opens up one of their tough non-conference games with?
In Stillwater, Oklahoma, yeah.
That's going to be a tough one.
Against Oklahoma State, a team that won their bowl game in the state of Arizona. It looks like we have a Country Day player down.
Connor Trahan, actually, he's probably been one of their top 2 players, him and his brother, Jordan Trahan. That's not, a sight any of us like to see.
Looks like maybe he came down and rolled an ankle or something, but we're going to check in. Looks like if we can see the number here. Yep, it's going to be Barrett Goldenberg, the senior point guard. Is Gutierrez getting ready to inbound the basketball. Still half of this 4th quarter to go. St. Mary's pretty much has put this one away. As a whistle has been blown, they're going to have an official go all the way down, talk to somebody. No, getting the trainer. There we go. Might be of use with the player down.
Still plenty of time for some of these St. Mary's Knights guys off the bench. Kenny White, who is a starter this game, to get on the scoreboard.
He's got 8 so far tonight. He's hit a 3, a floater, a couple free throws. Now playing defense. St. Mary's leads by 34. It's 60-26. Into the lane. Good tip by Lewis, but another foul called on the floor. They're going to get Kenny White. I believe that'll be his third personal foul, and more free throws coming.
You got to wonder how many times, number one, how many times this Country Day team has gone to the line. Number two, how many free throws they've shot. I'd love to see their percentages for this game.
Really seems like it's under 50%. One hit there by Maddox Moss, 5'9" sophomore.
I'd be willing to bet they've probably shot double the amount of free throws St. Mary's has as well.
At least double. Take the over on that. 3:45 left. St. Mary's getting ready for a game, a matchup against Newton, Georgia tomorrow. That'll be credit to Coach Lopez and Coach Lowry to set a schedule like this up.
Oh, easily the toughest in the state of Arizona, that's for sure. No other team is playing the amount of out-of-state tournaments, out-of-state competition that this St. Mary's Knights team is.
And the quality of the out-of-state competition as well. Bishop Gorman played 4 phenomenal teams in that Torrey Pines tournament. Floater from Kenny White. Mondumba. As that one tip around, it'll see St. Mary's basketball with 3:11 left.
Well, it's like
in this tournament, again with Newton, Georgia, then they're going to fly to Atlanta for a single game against Milton here in a couple weeks.
Well, this Country Day team, give you a perspective, just went to Arizona to play in a tournament. They didn't really play necessarily the top, the cream of the crop. They didn't really play necessarily the top, the cream of the crop competition. They played some good teams, definitely some playoff contenders in the upper divisions, 5 and 6A, Cactus, Buena, and Shadow Ridge, that is. But some of these Arizona teams, they are facing out-of-state competition, but just not the quantity or the quality.
Kenny White, he's got double digits, another 3 for him, and he's got 11. He's got a smile on his face as he gets back on defense.
Easily his best game so far of his varsity career, I'd say.
Especially shooting from beyond the arc. So that one misses everything, but an offensive rebound for Country Day. That time grabbing the basketball was Matisse Hempful, a sophomore. Hempful catches the pass, goes off the foot of Estrada, but in diving to get the ball, Hempful's hand goes out of bounds. It'll be St. Mary's ball with 2:18 to go in regulation. Knights by 33. Now we just need Izzy Gutierrez to knock down a 3. Mondumba into the lane, puts his head down. Back to Gutierrez. No, he can't hit. Good look.
Nice
just
look.
Couldn't knock it down.
Him or P.J. Lewis, I believe, have not scored their first varsity points. Does that sound right?
Still waiting for it.
Or Aaron Estrada.
Estrada, yeah. Izzy Gutierrez creating a steal. He's on the floor. Finds Mondumba. And he gets fouled. Energy from number 4 in white.
St. Mary's bench getting into it as well. Jeremiah Cherry in particular.
Gets a big high five and a big smile on the coach's face. And it's been a big stretch for him, big trip. He flew for the first time yesterday, and I asked him after the first flight, a connection, how was it? He's like, man, that was so fun. Can't hit there either. So he's getting to play some here a little bit. He's having a great trip, Chris.
I just love to see the ball go through the hoop at least one time. Still got a minute 23 left, but with no shot clock. We'll see how fast-paced the end of this one goes.
He inbounds it to P.J. Lewis. One of the members of the Knights football team that had another strong run in the tournament this past season. 3 from Gutierrez, just off. Offensive board. Lewis, long range, 3. Back iron, no. Kenny White, a rebound. He drives in. Off the backboard, no. Can he get his own miss? And Country Day heads the other way.
Still got to love the fight of this St. Mary's bench unit, though. They really don't give up. Obviously, they're up big, but They try hard all the way down to the last buzzer.
Good cut there from number 30 in blue. That's James Rogers, another sophomore. Well, he's listed at 6'5", and I don't think he is. Corner's pure. Kenny White, the hot hand. Start him every game. He's got 14. And he's still smiling. He's got 3 threes today. His parents are in attendance. They made the trip, and an and one is a man that is not listed on the roster going to the line for 2. 17 seconds to go in regulation here. Some bench guys getting some playing time, and it's been pretty entertaining.
Number 2 not listed on the roster.
I think he's going to be listed at 10 feet on the roster next time it's put out there. Oh, can he pull it? Baseline jumper. No. Gets his own miss. Can he put up another one? No. Finds Estrada. Dribble drive. Mundumba. 4 to shoot. Into the lane. Off the glass. And in.
What a
AJ
take.
Mundumba puts the exclamation point on for St. Mary's. And they double up Country Day. 68-34. Doubled up the entire way was Country Day. Great win. Nice job by the reserves for St. Mary's to make it fun late.
Well, a great second half as well. After the first half ended on that inbounds play where Jacob Estrella kind of got caught lacking. The St. Mary's Knights must have had a great pep talk in the locker room coming out of halftime because they came out on a mission. Jeremiah Cherry came back. He had foul trouble early and really put his stamp on the game. I have to imagine another double-double to add to the streak. The St. Mary's Knights team, they've got to feel good coming out of here with a victory in day 1.
St. Mary's 68, Country Day 34. Again, the Knights gave up 5 points in the first quarter, 10 points in quarter 2, 10 points in quarter 3, 9 in quarter number 4. So really good
amazing.
Defensive showing from them.
Yeah.
No more, just barely double digits in every quarter. And that's been the catalyst when the offense hasn't been there. The defense always has. Leads them to a win here tonight. And you're going to need that kind of defense, especially full court, to slow the aggressive and great athleticism tomorrow from Newton, Georgia, right here at 4 o'clock on We Are Some Hoops YouTube Live.
Yep, getting out in transition will for sure be key as well, but to play in this Allstate Sugar Bowl Classic here in New Orleans, Louisiana is awesome for this Knights team to show off their skills across the East Coast as well. Some scouts, I'm sure, will be in attendance at tomorrow's game, so definitely something to play for besides a victory.
And it should be a really good atmosphere as well, especially seeing how much Newton was able to travel when we watched them earlier today. St. Mary's gets the victory here, 68-34 over Country Day. Another really nice win. Everybody involved for the Knights in the victory. Take on Newton, Georgia. 3 o'clock Arizona time, 4 o'clock here local time in New Orleans, Louisiana. We'll be at the same spot right here, the location at the Alario Center in the national bracket of the Allstate Sugar Bowl Classic here in New Orleans. St. Mary's wins round number 1 rather easily, 68-34. Chris Ferendorf, myself, Alex Coyle. We'll see you tomorrow with pregame right at 2:55 p.m. Arizona time.